Great to be back again with round 4 of the HQ Diaries. It's been 3 weeks. We took a slightly longer break this time, but that means a lot of interesting points to bring up, a lot of interesting quizzes to discuss. So Brian, how's your day been so far?
Good. I went swimming, and it was actually good. We took 3 weeks. Last week was Mother's Day. We'd get in trouble if we did this on Mother's Day.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was nice to spend time with family. And today we've got a star-studded panel. Should be an exciting discussion. So with that being said, let's bring in Chi Hong. Let's bring in Jeremy. How's everyone doing?
Great. How are you?
Doing all right.
Yeah,
doing all right.
Chi Hong got a haircut.
Bit of a hat head, but yeah.
How about you, Jeremy? What's new?
Oh, not too much. Just kind of trying to figure out what life is in this weird slight pause that HQ is deciding to take. Trying to figure out, reassess my whole life now that the 15, 20 minutes I would spend on HQ is not there for me for the next 8 days.
But you know what? This break could be helpful. Like this 8 days off, we get to kind of relax, and then we bring back our A+ game.
That's true, and I get to stack up on my coins again, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chi Hong, I see you brought a friend on, so I'll give you the reins. You can do the introduction. Go right ahead. Take it away. All
right. So I'd like to introduce my friend Mariana. I met her on Twitter. She's apparently a very good trivia player at HQ. So we'll just go with that.
All right. With that being said, welcome Mariana.
Hello. Nice to meet you all, and nice to talk to you all, and looking forward to today's chat.
Good evening.
All right. So we have a first comment from Eugene Bian. Washing dishes. We're playing HQ in 25 minutes. Yeah, we can start the quiz at the hour, so that shouldn't be a problem. And finally, we have one more caller. We all know him as 9821. Let's bring him in.
Hi.
So this is your first time here. What's
up? Nothing much. Sorry that I look in like a clown costume, but I'm a little camera shy, so you might recognize this from Deal or No Deal. This is the banker in a clown mask.
Yeah. You know what? No problem with that. In fact, we have you on audio. That's perfect too. So let's see. How are we going to start this? Can we get a show of hands? Who won the quiz yesterday? And for you, 9821, you can just enter in the private chat if you want. Oh, none of us?
Yeah, I don't think I did. I kind of messed up early on in the game, and it sort of threw me off. So it was that hockey question that threw me off.
For me, I actually ran clean from 1 through 11. So, and then I got the last one wrong. So it was like, yeah, let the Q12 blues. But then again, I could really figure that one out. So how did the rest of you go on yesterday's quiz? Which ones got you? Who wants to go first?
On Q12. I lost on Q12. I know that. That seems to be a familiar refrain for me. I'm trying to remember if I actually had to use an extra life yesterday. I want to say I didn't have to, and I felt pretty good about it because they had some interesting questions yesterday, and I felt like I was having a pretty good game up until question 10 yesterday was really funny to me, and I thought this is such an odd question. Okay, 10, 11, and 12 were strange. I did use an extra life on 11. Which of these companies has not employed the architect behind the Guggenheim Bilbao for a building? I did use an extra life on that one because that was not something I had ever actually heard of.
You know, I really didn't have much to do there. I just saw friends on C, and I decided, you know what, might just be good to follow because I tried looking up something there, and I just couldn't really figure something out.
Yeah, and it ended up being Nintendo, and I couldn't decide. I was like in between Facebook and Nintendo, and I was like, well, what's the least because once it gets to that point of the quiz, I'm usually like, what is the least likely option here? Because that's usually when they try to throw you off. And I guess Nintendo was the throw off answer because that ended up being right. And then 12 was just goodbye for now. I knew they were going to do some kind of goodbye for now question. And of course, I went with the Faith Evans answer, and that wasn't it. And I lost, and I'm crying because I'm hoping I get that opportunity to redeem myself in about a week. But, crossing my fingers.
You know what? Your disappointment pales in comparison to what I felt. Oh my God! As much as I don't want to talk about it, I just can't help bringing it up. So yes, it was this quiz. I had entered in the VIP league, and it hurt. It really hurt when I got out on. I think it was number 9. So I'm curious. Did any of us make it to Q12 on day before yesterday's quiz?
That was a tough one.
I made it. I used a life to get to Q12, and then I lost outright on Q12. But yeah, it was question 11 that I messed up on.
Oh, the Tyler Perry one? Well, I knew Tyler Perry's character's Medea, but I really didn't know what to look up there. But yeah, Medea, the character in Greek mythology, apparently helped out Heracles. Even when I studied Greek mythology during high school, I don't think I came across that.
Yeah, frankly, I just saw, Achilles and Hercules. I read Hercules because I'm bad, but I think they're the same character.
They are the same, I think. They're the same name for the same person. I was playing this particular game just off of friends. Like I wasn't able to really focus and concentrate. I was actually out eating dinner, so it was very hard for me to figure some of these things out. So as soon as I got out, whatever early question it was, I was just playing for fun. I didn't life in or anything like that. But I believe,
we have a comment. Still kicking myself on Q12. Are you referring to yesterday's quiz or the quiz before that, Eugene?
Yeah, didn't Eugene use... You could tell me if I'm wrong, but didn't you use the VIP ticket on this game as well? Or am I confusing you?
I don't know. I guess you'll have to tell us that. But yeah, I think that quiz on the whole was pretty hard. Even after I got out on question 9, I had used an extra life on number 8, and I had got out on number 9, and then I got number 11 wrong. So in hindsight, I probably wouldn't have won that game anyway, even though I did do VIP. Oh yeah, and I've got another one. So remember the $60 game? How far did you all make it on that game?
I made it to the final question and totally botched it at the very end.
Yep, same.
And yes, it still hurts.
that was Sunday or the 8th. So, a couple of Saturdays ago. So not this past Saturday, but the one before that was the $60 game, I believe.
Yeah. In fact, I have HQ buff open. I can.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen again.
I think the first question in that quiz that kind of took me out was the question about which U.S. president's first lady was his wife. Now, a couple of these people, so there's like one president who was a bachelor all the way through, was never married. But the trick to that particular question is knowing when this president was in office and whether or not he was married to somebody at the time. So, for example, Martin Van Buren was married to somebody, but it happened before his presidency. She might have died, or it happened after or something. So it wasn't during the actual period when he was in presidency that he was married. So technically he didn't have a first lady as his wife. I think a couple of these other presidents had female relatives that served as a first lady role, like a daughter or something like that, or I mean, not or whatever, a niece, or I can't be sure, but that was kind of the thing to this particular question 7. And it was too difficult for me to figure out whether or not any of them were married to somebody, and if they were, whether it happened during their actual presidency.
So, actually, I think from what I recall, I knew James Garfield. I was pretty sure that James Garfield's wife was his first lady. I knew Martin Van Buren either had his, I can't remember, his daughter-in-law. I may have to double check.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Then Chester Arthur, I think his cousin, and again, I may have to double check. Yep, and we have another comment. Josh Hartnett, vampire question got me out. I knew the movie, but the confusing wording always gets me. So let's
That
go
got
down
me.
here.
That got
Yeah,
me
continue.
too.
Yeah.
I'll just outright say that I didn't see the word 10.
Yeah.
So when I ran it, I was like, okay, Noah's time on the Ark, they're gonna consider that 40, although it's actually like a whole year. Jonah and the whale should be three days. So neither of those are 30 because I was able to Google that in time. So I thought, okay, Moses' longest fast.
Let's see. We have one of our regular members, Michael, saying I missed on 8 and 10, but had the last two. So frustrating.
Yeah,
Well, if
same.
we go back to number 8, including dependencies, but not Antarctic claims, which country has land the furthest south? Well, I actually used an eraser on this one. It took out New Zealand, and I was debating between Norway and France. I don't know. I may have misread that question because I knew France has lots of territory in Antarctica, but I may have glossed over the not part. So I kind of gravitated to France. But then when I looked it up right after the quiz, turns out there's a Bouvet Island,
That's it.
Bouvet, and that's Norwegian territory. And it's easy to mistake as a French name. So France was a very good trap there.
I think you can, if you had nothing to go with on this question, you could have just said, just pick the one that's least likely, the country that's furthest north, maybe. So that's probably the approach that you could have taken there if you really had nothing to work with. But same thing, I kind of wasn't sure where it was going for. I saw friends go for France, so I said, all right, I'll work with that. But should have known to just kind of go against the grain there and select something else.
Question 11 was the one that got me here on this quiz. So which of these albums is by artist with a visible tattoo of an ice cream cone? In fact, I Googled the ice cream tattoo part, and I had just figured out that it's Gucci Mane, and I was kind of late to Google which of these albums is by Gucci Mane, and by then it was too late. I had picked C. And interestingly, I think on the last question, exactly one of my teammates won. That's Jennifer Ong. If you're listening, well done to you. Congratulations.
Didn't Dustopedia win that game?
He did.
I think so. Not in my team, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought he was on your team. He's on my team, I believe. That or I follow him on Twitter or both. Anyway, shout out Dustopedia.
Brian, how did you go on this game?
Yeah, I think, I don't think I played. You and I live in California. It was too nice of a night. I was outside. But no, I wish I had played. That's a lot of money. And what some people said, like that one with France and Norway, it's tough. I mean, definitely Norway is the least likely, but all the friends could do something. It's when do you not go with your friends? And the answer is you always learn it after the fact.
Yeah. Yep.
No, but it's fun. But even you mentioned that ice cream. Go to that. It's a legitimate question, but nobody knows that. I mean, how do they even find the ice cream guy? I mean, that's
if you're a Gucci Mane fan, you probably know right away, right?
So all the trivia nerds that are Gucci Mane fans, I'd love to know that cross section of people.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. But I'm at a disadvantage. I'm a middle-aged man. I don't even know who Gucci Mane is.
I am a 28-year-old that's in the soul of a middle-aged man. So
okay,
I can't really help you with that because I also
no,
don't know who that is.
No, but in fairness, the people that Gucci Mane is quite popular right now.
I guess so. I don't
I'm
listen
not-
to a
I'm
whole
not
lot of
sure.
rap.
Well, who here knows Gucci Mane?
I've only heard the name.
Yeah,
but
I know
can put
of.
my hand
Yeah,
up.
exactly. I know of him, and I know
Okay.
enough to get through what I need to know in terms of trivia knowledge about him, and
Right.
that's it. But yeah,
Well, I'm going to remember
You know-
Gucci Mane has an ice cream cone.
I was telling Chi Hung about this a couple of weeks ago. Is that TikTok is actually really helpful in getting you situated with a lot of pop culture things. So like, whatever's hot as of this moment, it's on TikTok. You just don't spend hours on it scrolling through, but you spend 20, 30 minutes absorbing yourself in TikTok culture, and you get some of the basic things that you probably need to know to answer some of these trivia questions out
Okay.
there.
Well,
It really
that is
is helpful.
Okay, so if I spend 20 or 30 minutes on TikTok,
Yeah.
they'd be worth it for the $60. I'm not spending 20 or 30 minutes on TikTok to win on a normal night $1.12.
Yeah. So yeah, you gotta wait. You gotta make those decisions and say, is that worth my time? But yeah,
Well, the one guy, Chi Hung, are you on TikTok?
You know what? I don't have that app installed. I'm afraid to. I hear there's tracking stuff. I don't know. It doesn't speak to me.
Right. I thought Chi Hung, when you're on there, I'll be on there. But until then,
Right.
I'll continue to lose at HQ because I'm not on TikTok. But that is valuable information that the TikTok culture. Yeah. That if I were smart, but again, $60. Usually, that's the one thing. HQ usually win $1.52.
Yeah, this was a surprising game. I think it's an outlier for sure, and I just think it happens once in a while that I notice that they just have a whole bunch of well-written questions, but very difficult to figure out questions, often in succession too. So it was a set of pretty difficult questions for that night to yield a $60 win.
Right. Well, then that's why. So you never.
Yeah. Until yep. Mhm.
Never forget the question until it shows up on the daily challenge. That's perfectly stated. Couldn't agree with that more.
No, but it is interesting. That I think I agree with that. The people that are that's it. How many do you think there's? One, two, how many writers do you think they have? And I don't think anybody's my age. I think they all got to be young.
I'd say maybe they have like 4 or 5 writers.
Right.
I know Anna supposedly writes the clues for the words game.
Oh, I actually wasn't aware of that.
I heard that she did like a Instagram live week before last after the game, and I tuned into that just because I was interested in like seeing what these people are like when they're not being like scripted to waste time.
Yeah.
And I mean that respectfully, of course. But I was just curious, and so I asked that question. I was like, so, who or like how long does it take to like prep for one of these shows? And she was like, well, like I'll sit and like for like 2-3 hours and work on writing the clues for the game, and we'll rehearse and stuff like that. And I found it really interesting, because I didn't really like think about the prep time that goes into it. And of course now it has me thinking, they're off for 8 days because Matt's filming a comedy special, but used to like HQ would shuffle between like 4 or 5 people. I don't know. I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit later, but just had me thinking, just things are different than they used to be.
Abai, if they do have 4 or 5 writers, they should have 6. People know we'll do it a little bit. Abai writes a question every day.
Yeah, I try to post one trivia question every day on Instagram, depending on when I have the time. If it's not every day, hopefully every other day or every 3 days.
Somebody needs to teach me Instagram.
Speaking of that, in about 7 minutes, I'm going to get my makeshift HQ quiz rolling.
Abai, are any of these repeats?
You mean the questions that I've written?
Yeah.
No.
No.
We need to know about.
Well, how am I going to do? If they're not repeats, how am I going to do well?
Well, It's not too hard. I promise you.
Okay. All right.
I've been
I'm
playing
wearing-
Daily Challenge for like 2 years, and I still get some of the same ones wrong. So
No, there will be golf though, right, Abai?
I guess you'll just have to see.
All right. I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm wearing my Canadian shirt just as an excuse for when I claim to not be privy to the culture that, for American slanted questions that I don't know anything about it. So I'm just taking guesses.
Yeah. We the
No,
North.
no problem at all.
We the North. That's right, Raptors.
No, but in all seriousness, Chi-Hung, you get an advantage every now and then when it's the Canadian question.
You would think so, but I also got that NHL mascot question wrong because I'm one of the few Canadians that don't watch the NHL. So I turn in my card, my Canadian card.
But I love the people like every night that are like, "Oh, this game is so American slanted," and I'm like, "It's a game that's headquartered in New York City in America," and I'm like, "It's American slanted, really? It's headquartered in New York City. It's American slanted. I would have had no idea." Just people are always surprised by it every night, and it just kind of tickles me. The things that surprise people.
Let's see. There's always a meeting earlier in the afternoon before each game to edit what the writers drafted. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like they want to make sure that there's no discrepancy or anything of that kind. In fact, I think if we were to look at the most recent HQ Sports quiz, they actually did mess up on one of the questions. I think it was the baseball question. I think
The
home runs,
baseball bases and the home runs.
It was.
It changed. Somebody got more and got it as it happened. But also, I remember I've talked with Eugene because he's been back there because he's hosted the show, and he told me that's what they do. They do a run through, and then if the host has trouble pronouncing things, they might change a question. So they have more than 12 questions.
So it was this question right here, and looked like Javier Baez was also an applicable answer, and people I think were quick on Twitter to point that out, and I think right before the next quiz, those who played were all reimbursed an extra life.
Right. But what happened there, Abai, is when they wrote the quiz, it was one of the guys had like 9. He didn't have both, and then that was in the afternoon, and then in the evening he got it that night. And you follow me? It went from 1 answer to 2 answers in a few hours.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but apart from that, I think I came up short by 1 on this one, so I felt particularly salty after losing this one. Yeah.
You're salty after losing 77 cents.
Well, I guess at times I like to think of myself as a perfectionist. Like if I come up tantalizingly short, it doesn't really sit well with me at all.
You get upset when you miss 6 swag bucks.
Not well, relatively less, but
okay, good.
Yeah, I just play swag bucks for fun, but I play with a lot more intensity on HQ. Yeah. Okay, so it's 5:57. So I guess we can start the makeshift HQ quiz a little bit early. Sounds good.
Let's do it. Well, what do we win?
Right.
What do we win, Abai?
I'll tell you later.
$1.11.
Okay.
All right. Let me just get my screen share started here.
111 swag bucks.
All right, so this is the special HQ Diaries makeshift trivia quiz. Now, if I can get see here.
So we're basing this off of our smarts, right?
I mean, if you're able to look up something in time, well done to you.
I'm going to Google for the first time in my life.
Okay, can we get a show of hands? Okay, everyone's able to see it?
Yeah, this is great.
All right, so I think the best way for me to go about this is when I have a question showing, I'll read it out, and everyone gets 10 seconds,
Okay.
And when I call time, I'll go down the list. I'll start with Brian. Go down and with 9821. I have the answer key with me. It's not in the PowerPoint, but I do have it on my handy dandy index card. That's where I'm also going to keep score. I don't think I'll be able to track extra lives and all. So I think the best way to go about this is see how many out of 12 each one of you gets right.
Okay.
So without further ado, there's nothing to it but HQ it. Let's begin. Let's begin this with question number 1. All right, Q1. Which of the following animals has been clocked with a land speed of 70 miles an hour? Is it A, cheetah, B, deer, or C, a snail on steroids? 10 seconds starts now.
All right. Wow. No, this is a perfect HQ question because it's even written like him. It's ridiculous. I'm going to go with the snail. No, I'm going to go with cheetah.
All right, time. Let's start with Brian.
I'm sorry. I
Now
jumped
time
ahead.
is up.
Yeah.
So
Brian, you said A. You said A.
Yeah, I'm so excited to buy. But
Right.
I'll go cheetah.
Okay, Chihan.
Well, it's in my name. I'll have to go cheetah as well.
All right, Jeremy.
I'll say cheetah.
Mariana.
I'll also go with cheetah.
And 9821.
I'll follow the crowd here. Cheetah.
Okay, well done, all of you. You all got one correct. Question 1 correct. All right, Q2. I'm just scoring everyone. All right, Q2. Here it is. How many months precede the first month of the year that has exactly 30 days? Is it A2, B3, or C4? 10 seconds start now. All right, time. So, Brian.
I'm going to go 3.
All right. Chihan.
3 as well.
Okay. Jeremy.
3.
Mariana.
Option B, 3.
Okay. 9821.
I did the knuckles thing. I think it's B.
And that's correct. So it's of course April, and we have 3 months before that: March, February, and January. So far so good. Let's go to Q3. All right, Q3. Pitbull's "Feel This Moment" featuring Christina Aguilera has a sample from a hit from which artist? Is it A, Michael Jackson, B, The Beatles, or C, Aha? 10 seconds start now. Right, time. Brian?
Can I go behind somebody that's younger than me?
Well, you're first. Make your pick.
Okay. Well, it's early on. I don't know. I'm just guessing A.
All right. Shihan, you're next.
I'll go with C.
Okay.
I'll also take C. Aha.
Next.
It should be C, aha.
And finally,
Yeah, I think it's Take On Me. C.
yes, it actually has the music from "Take on Me" from Aha. So C is the correct answer there. All right. Just a second here. All right. All right, Q4. Q4 is knocking on your door. Here it is. All right, which of the following Greek numeric prefixes represents a perfect square number? Is it mono, penta, or hexa? 10 seconds start now.
Oh, I understand what you're asking. Okay.
A square.
Time's up. Start with Brian.
Oh boy. I'm guessing. I have to know. I don't know what a square number is. I'll go C.
Okay. Shihan, you next.
Well, as a math guy, I'm kind of torn between 2, but I'll go C as well.
Jeremy?
My best guess was also going to be C, so I hope these guys know what they were talking about.
All right, next, Mariana.
Now, a square number, you want something squared, right? I think it's possibly A, mono.
And finally,
Yeah, I think it's A. I think hexa is 6. That's a triangle number, not a square number.
well, penta is 5, hexa is 6, and mono is 1. Out of the 3, 1 is a perfect square. So the correct answer is A.
I got messed up with thinking it was 16.
Yeah, I knew that B would be 5, and that's not a square at all. And then I thought C is 6, but that's not a square of anything.
Why was I thinking it was 16 hexa?
I definitely understand the
hexadecimal.
logic. I knew what each one meant, but I didn't know what a square number was, is my problem.
All I know is this is already better than any HQ test. They got to hire you, Abai.
All right, question number 5 for the HQ Diaries guess. Here it is. Q5. In music, common time refers to which time signature? Is it 2/4, 3/4, or 4/4? 10 seconds starts now.
No BG sample? It's not in the budget. Not in the budget there, Abai.
All right, let's start with Brian.
I don't know. When I don't know, I always pick the middle one. So I pick B.
B? Okay. Jihan, you're up next.
I don't know music, but I'll go with the whole number, C.
Okay.
I believe common time is C, 4/4.
Okay. Mariana, you're up next.
Should be C, 4/4. I do have a music degree.
There you go.
Ready, 21?
Yeah, C.
So common time is called common time because a lot of pop music, rock music, country music, and so on it uses this time signature. It's 4 beats per measure, so it's C, 4/4. All right, question number 6, and it goes like this. Which of these words is spelled correctly? Is it embarrassment, accommodate, or drunkenness? 10 seconds starts now. Time's up. Brian?
Well, I know one that it's not, so I'm going to go A.
Okay. Next.
A as well.
Okay.
Correct answer is A.
Next.
A does look right.
And finally.
Yeah, going with the crowd, A.
So accommodate's supposed to have a double M, so it can't be B, and drunkenness has a double N before the ESS. So well done, everybody.
Abai, everyone's just copying me.
You want to reverse for this question? I'm down for that.
All right,
Oh,
Q7.
let's do that. 98-21. I appreciate that. So we're going to go reverse order.
All right, we can do reverse order next question. So from down to up. Okay. Question number 7. The SI unit of frequency is also the name of a company that specializes in what? Is it clothing, car rental, or medical equipment? 10 seconds starts now. Time. All right, let's start with 98-21. Answer, please. All right, Mariana, what's your answer?
What do you call me? Sorry.
B, car. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to give 98,
98,
20?
Yeah, what's your answer?
I'm trying to remember what the SI unit of frequency is. Oh, my mind hurts.
I need an answer.
I think it's car
I need an
rental.
answer.
B?
All right, Jeremy?
Car rental?
Yeah, I heard you.
I'm gonna say B, but I'm pretty sure I just got tricked.
All right, Jihan?
Let's go with B.
Brian?
Yeah, no, it's Hertz.
And what did you
Oh,
pick?
Hertz, a B, car rental.
Okay.
O.J. Simpson.
Yeah,
Hertz.
it's Hertz. And
Oh, well,
just
then
like
I
the car
didn't get
rental
tricked.
company.
Okay.
So
I was
well done
thinking
all around.
Frequency, which is also a car rental company, I think.
Okay, so 7 done, 5 more to go.
Aren't
Q8?
Frequency and Hertz both car rentals?
I don't think I've heard
What was
of
that?
Frequency.
I haven't
The SI
heard
unit of frequency is a
Frequency.
Hertz.
No,
All right,
I was
so-
saying. Never mind. Sorry,
It's okay.
I got to look that
All
up.
right, Q8. Hope you're feeling great. No need to complicate. Here it is. All right, Q8. When you rank the planets in the solar system in order from largest to smallest, where does the Earth fall? Is it 4th, 5th, or 6th? 10 seconds starts now.
Wow.
Can I draw the planets out?
That's time. Start with 9821.
Oh boy. Pluto doesn't count, right?
No, they're out of the running ring.
Answer,
I-
please.
B.
B. Okay. Next.
Oh, me, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with A, 4th.
All right, Jeremy, you're up next.
I was also going to say A.
A. Okay. And Chihung, you're up next.
I was gonna choose either A or C, but since we're going majority, I'll go with A.
Brian.
Yeah, I'll go A as well.
All right, so in the solar system we have 2 gas giants, Jupiter and Saturn, and we have the 2 ice giants, which are Uranus and Neptune. So those are the 4 biggest. And out of the 4
it's
terrestrial
largest.
planets, Earth is ever so slightly larger than Venus. So that makes it 5th. B is the correct answer.
I misread
Oh.
that. I read it from smallest to largest, and I was counting
yeah.
the smaller planets. That's my
Yeah.
bad. I just counted the smallest planets first, and I'm like, I think
Oh.
it's 4th because I eliminated all the back planets, basically.
And a bye. Google screwed me up. I got a number 4 here, but it was a comprehensive review of the size of planets. No, it says in order. It's saying Mercury, Mars.
Smallest to largest, right. It is
Venus.
4th.
Largest
yeah.
to smallest. Largest to smallest.
Oh, bye. You screwed me here. Okay.
The question asked from largest to smallest, and
Okay, I went-
it's the
so-
opposite way. I went the opposite way as well. So I was
Oh,
just
okay.
counting all the back
Oh.
planets past the asteroid
I
belt, and I was
gotcha.
counting, and I screwed that one up myself.
I see. So that is Earth is the 4th smallest, but we're going.
The 5th
We're
largest.
going.
Right.
Well done, Abai. I applaud you. My hat's off to you.
Let's see. Say that U planet again.
Uranus.
Usually HQ would lean towards like a low number or a high number. They don't really go middle too often. So that was sort of my thinking.
Okay. Oh, this. Okay, I don't think I've heard of this mnemonic device before, but very interesting.
Was it
All right.
Mercury?
I think that was
Q9.
the size of planets, yeah.
All right, let's go to Q9. 4 questions remaining. Here it is. Question number 9. Truly coming down to Earth soon after leaving NASA, Buzz Aldrin briefly worked as what? Car salesman, insurance claims adjuster, or waiter? 10 seconds starts now. That's time. Start all the way at the bottom, 9821. Answer?
I'm just gonna. I don't know. C seems too common. We just had a car question. I'll just guess B again.
Okay.
I have no idea. I'm actually going to just guess A, car salesman. That sounds like, you were just on
Okay.
a big thing. Maybe you want to
Okay.
sell a little thing now.
Okay. Next.
I'm trying to figure out if NAFTA is a clue here. But I'm gonna say B,
Soon
insurance
after.
claim.
My bad there.
Soon after. I'm trying to figure out if that's a clue. But I'm gonna say insurance claims adjuster.
Yeah.
And finally, oh wait, Chihung, you're up next.
Yeah, when I don't know, I just follow Mariana. So I'll go with A.
I misled you that previous question though. So
Brian?
Yeah. Well, I'm so far behind. I'm going to go C.
Well, believe it or not, after he left NASA, Buzz Aldrin was actually selling cars, and he didn't
Wow.
consider himself a very good car salesman, but that was what he did for a short time.
Ooh.
Okay, Q10, time to get it in. Here it is. According to Forbes, which of these is the dirtiest place on an entire airplane, more than 8 times dirtier than the others? Is it a toilet flush button, the overhead air vent, or the seat back tray? 10 seconds. Time. All right. Start at the bottom.
Man, I thought we were done with the Aussie questions. I think everyone touches the tray once in a while, so let's go see.
Okay. Next.
I'm also thinking it's C as well. I think A is your red herring answer, but I'm going to go with C, seat back tray.
Okay. Next.
I think I just saw a video or something, and it's the overhead air vent, so I'm going to say B.
All right. Next.
I will go with C as well. A looks like a trap.
Okay. And finally,
Well, if Google didn't screw me again, I'm going C.
yep, the toilet flush button was a trap. It's actually the seat back tray.
Oh, well, fantastic.
Okay. Question, the penultimate question, Q11. Here it comes. Okay, so the American version of The Voice has never featured a member of which of these groups as a coach? Is it Gnarls Barkley, No Doubt, or Backstreet Boys?
I'd like
10
to use my
seconds.
eraser.
Thanks
No,
for the
we don't
easy
have
one on
racing.
question 11, Abai.
Right, time. Let's start again at the bottom, 9821.
You know what? Let's just go with the most well-known one here, C.
Okay.
They're the most well known. Only if you were alive in the 90s. I also say it's Backstreet Boys C. I believe Gwen was
Okay.
from No Doubt was on there. So
Okay. Next.
The answer is C.
Next.
Yeah, I've actually watched this. I know it's C.
Finally.
Well, this is great. I'm going last, so I'm going C.
Yeah, so The Voice had CeeLo Green, and he's part of Gnarls Barkley, and Gwen Stefani is part of No Doubt, so that leaves Backstreet Boys. So it's C. Now the ceremonious final question. Here it is.
For all the
12.
marbles.
All right.
What's that smell?
Smells like money. And follow him on That Was Funny.
Follow Abai at Matt Was Funny.
Right. Here we go. Q12. Which of these companies has its headquarters in the country where the first ever Miss Universe hails from? Is it Audi, Nokia, or Walmart? 10 seconds. Right, time. Let's answer, please. 9821.
Yeah, this is. I'd guess Nokia because everything they make's indestructible. No
All right,
other
next.
reason.
Nokia would be my guess as well.
No, okay, next.
You know what? This is question 12. I'm going to actually say Walmart.
Okay, next.
I'm just gonna go on my own. Choose A.
Okay, finally.
It's question 12, so I'll pick the middle one. I'll go B.
All right, so the first ever Miss Universe, her name is, her name is Armi Kusela. She's from Finland, and the only Finnish company out of the 3 is Nokia. So B is the correct answer.
Let's go.
Oh, that sounds about right because I almost did pick B and I decided to go with C. So, true to form, I missed question 12 because I didn't go with my gut. Yep, that's wouldn't be
All right,
HQ without it.
So if we
But
were
in
to
all
go around the
seriousness,
board,
I mean, that what you just did was legendary. I mean, that on your own, you created fun by yourself for us. I don't know. I'll speak for myself. That's as good as any HQ quiz.
I had fun.
really appreciate that. So yeah, let's do scores. So I'll go clockwise. So Brian, you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 7.
All right.
Then Chi, you got 3, 6. You got 9. Jeremy, 3. You got 7. Mariani, you got 11, and 9821 got 11.
Whew.
All right. Mariana cannot come back. Yeah. You're one and done. It was nice to
Okay,
meet you.
all right.
No,
Excellent.
no. The legit. I mean, you're an excellent player.
Thank you.
Looking forward to 7 more
7,
days
yes,
until
yes.
next.
You got to do this every night now. Now you're on the
I've
hook.
got a super busy week, but
No.
let's see. We'll
you
see
do-
if I'm free.
No,
Let's
people
hope I'm
don't know.
free.
But tell people what you do. He's about ready to graduate biochemistry or bioengineering. What is it?
Yeah, that's right,
Santa Cruz?
bioengineering. So I'll be graduating just inside a month from now. So it's going to be a pretty busy finish to this quarter. And yeah, HQ's been like my daily 15, 20 minutes to relax and play some trivia. So it's going to be quite an eventful next few weeks.
You know that Q12 that you had, Abai? For some
Yeah.
reason I thought Nokia was Korean, but I got the car maker confused.
Kia, right?
Kia.
Regular Kia.
I'm thinking I don't
Yes,
think
Kia.
there's been a Korean beauty pageant winner, so
Yeah.
I went.
Well, I just got very. Excuse me, not necessarily Korean, but I was thinking Nokia was definitely Japanese or somewhere. So I just got dumb luck just by picking the middle one. But
Yeah.
well, you're in charge, Nabai. But the one thing I find interesting is, in my mind, I mean, I always think about the big picture. By HQ taking time off, they actually make money or don't lose money. I mean, am I the only one that thinks about how are they existing night after night? Because every night they have to pay Matt, they got to pay the producers, they give away $5,000, they give money to charity. What am I missing here? How does HQ exist?
They had a secret investor come in and basically save them from what had happened previously. They didn't reveal names, and I never found out who, but I can only assume that it had to be someone pretty well known, or they would have just come out with it.
No, right, but they have an investor, but the investor doesn't want to keep losing money.
Well, and the thing about that is they've never taken 8 days off before. And I understand they said like Matt's filming a special, and that's cool, and he probably is. But like, what else? I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned.
Well, no, it is legit. He's going to be in Phoenix. That's for like 4 of the days. No, I do believe that not that they need time off. No, but it goes back to the first question. I mean, it's been over a year since they came back.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm older. I mean, the people. I'm close to Stanford, and they have all the venture capitalists, and it's all about making money in the long run. But right now, HQ, am I correct? They don't make any money. I mean, why do they do this?
I think it's also concerning that they've disabled cash outs during this period. I don't know if they'll take this next week to try to figure this out, but that's also a concerning sign, right?
Yes. No, that's also, to me, it's crazy. The Abai and I talk about this. There's we think about this a lot. Abai plays with his mom and dad. They're oblivious in a good way to that you can't cash out, or that it takes 2 or 3 months for it to be approved. And that's what is crazy. After it was great about a week ago, they approved like all of March. And then,
March,
okay,
yes.
Yeah.
Abai is like a genius. He cashes out immediately. And so I wait till the next day and I say, Abai, it's now broken. And it's not the end of the world. It's like $42. But it is silly. They have something that cash out and it's broken. They're the only people on the internet that have like a broken cash out.
Yeah, they've actually. I mean, when that first happened, it took like $12 from me because I think I talked about that before, where I had misunderstood the system the first go round, and so ever since it's come back, I just cash every little thing out. If it's $2 here, $2 there, I cash it out. And so right now I have $4 sitting in there that I may lose, because what if they don't come back?
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
what if?
You know, I'm a
What
little
if?
different. Yeah, I mean, I feel like an idiot. So what I'll do is I'm not an idiot. I refuse to cash out $1, 12, $4, $6. I wait till it's like, 20, 30, or $40. And maybe I'm a fool for doing that, but because I think all the little cash outs clog the system. I don't know, but
Well,
the
I'm just like,
bottom
what
line
if I
is,
never win again? You know, I
well,
don't know.
no, but that's legit. You win. See, there are people. That's also I send up tweets to buy these poor people that went, hey, I won $1.57 4 weeks ago, and that is ridiculous because that person never wins. So they want their money, and HQ makes them wait. I mean, HQ is the king of not bad will. How would you describe it, Abai? They just can't make people happy.
True, and I've also seen like requests from disappointed players who played in the VIP league, and I think it wasn't last week, but 2 weeks ago when the VIP league had some technical issues.
Yeah.
And I think I had played one of those games. Fortunately, I don't think anything happened to me when I was playing on my iPad, but it looks to me that that the connection just suddenly went off for some players, and it didn't let them use an extra life, or even when they got the question right, it didn't register, and they suddenly got kicked out of the game. So in a way, it's not fair, and they've got to reimburse the VIP ticket back.
But we, as far as you know, they haven't done that.
Yeah, and it's outrageous.
The biggest thing I think is it has always been their lack of effective communication.
Well, they have the
Yeah.
communication. They're constantly tweeting. It's just that they'll tweet about everything else.
Well,
They don't make any reference to problems or I don't know. It's fun.
They can't run policy through Twitter.
They did what?
They can't govern through Twitter.
Not govern, but they could say, "Hey,
well,
we've had a problem with the VIP." They never said they had a problem with the VIP.
Right. They just will tweet about silly crap.
I think, as a thing, like it only affected 100 people at the most out of their entire player count. So why post something to alarm others that weren't participating in that or possibly turn them off? So that's the other thing. I think that, I saw a couple tweets from other people not complaining about it, but saying what I was saying about the glitching or getting kicked out. Now, I didn't see HQ publicly responding to them, but I don't know if there were DMs exchanged or anything that resolved in the background. So I can't be sure. Yeah. April 1st is coming on, right?
The April 1st tease of, yes, I remember there was a tease of the new game. I think it had to do with matching or categories.
Okay, it was those
like
screenshots that they showed, right?
Yeah.
It was a series of put stuff in order or whatever the stuff others you've seen on their show. Yeah. I don't know. No, but I'll let other people talk. But to me, it's just that's how I met. People don't know this. Abai and I, we didn't know each other, but we've met, and we're going to meet because we literally live 3 cities apart. And there's some people on HQ or the internet you don't want to meet. Abai is somebody you want to meet. I mean, he's a legit guy, and as far as I know, he's not a serial killer. So you don't have any bodies in your closet, Abai?
No.
Okay, good.
He's already gotten rid of them.
I was going to say he keeps them well hidden, I think, right?
Okay, good. Okay, I'm joking, but I meant no. But that is the neat thing about HQ. There's good and bad. You can meet nice people, and then there's other people you have no clue who they are, and they want to be your friend. And then sometimes they're impersonating my family members. Yeah. It's crazy.
Speaking of that, oh no. Oh dear. No comment.
Like that guy.
Like that. Yeah.
But yeah, I think
I don't even know if that was a joke or not. See, I have no idea.
Well,
no, it was a genuine request. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
so
Wow.
that guy's like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. But worst of all is I'll be looking there and they go through like my Instagram or my Facebook, and then they got me once about 3 months ago, and then I figured out this person that doesn't have the time to be playing. This can't be this person, you know.
Mhm.
But the effort that they put into this, it's mind boggling.
Well, Brian, you might see yourself in the Twitter, what is it called, wallpaper or header image of a player. Abai, I think you're familiar with this.
yeah.
Myself and
In
Michael
fact, I
were.
noticed it pretty quickly. Yeah,
No,
it's
that's it.
super creepy.
I don't know. No, I'll be friends with people that I know, but I meant or people that I meet, or people that are genuine. But I think like 9821, we're friends, correct?
Oh yeah, best of acquaintances. Let's
oh,
go.
Eugene asked who's been impersonated.
We know each other so well. I don't even know what you look like. But I meant, you mentioned you were on like the price. Are you in Southern California?
Yeah, I am actually.
Okay, that's what I thought. And then we got Toronto. We got me and a buyer of the Bay Area. Marianne, are you back east? Where are you?
I'm on the East Coast in Florida.
Florida, okay. And then the south, where are you, Jeremy?
Texas, yeah, I'm
Okay,
in
gotcha.
small town
Okay.
in Texas, South Texas. So yeah,
Okay, yes, we got all of North America represented.
yeah,
All right.
we're all spread out.
$1 million question right over here. Who has been impersonated on HQ?
Well,
Show of hands. One.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, lots of people
2,
steal my
3,
avatar
4.
and use it on HQ.
Technically, there's a
so-
9821 fan, so if you count that, yeah.
no,
I'm the only one who didn't raise their hand. I've been playing for a while, and I think I've had my fair share of good times, but weirdly enough, it hasn't happened to me.
Do you feel
So I
insulted?
consider myself a bit lucky.
I'll create a new account for a buy fan and boost up your confidence a little bit.
Abai's the one that showed me that I had been impersonated.
Yeah.
The person took my Twitter profile picture and made an account, and this was before I had a profile picture on HQ. And the only reason I put one up on HQ then was so I'd be able to tell then, like, if people were, straight up hijacking my profile, because before I just had like the standard, like whatever HQ uses for your little profile image.
Yeah.
But someone had taken my Twitter profile picture of like me and like my favorite college professor together and used it and like put my name, my first and last name, and like a little hyphen in between, and used it as their HQ handle. And I'm like, this is the most weird. Like, I mean, you can see like my username here is my HQ handle, but I mean, this is the weirdest like impersonation ever, because for one thing, I'm not one of the big money winners of HQ or anything. I just tweet about it occasionally, and usually it's about losing on question 12, because that happens a lot more often than I care to admit. Or I'll be tweeting with a buy back and forth about it, and that's how I end up here. Stuff like that. But I'm like, to actually impersonate me is kind of stupid, because I'm like not even in like the top 5,000. So I don't know how that comes about. You know what I mean? If you're going to impersonate someone, at least do it.
You have a fan, at least appreciate that.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, it's nice to be liked, I guess.
I think they impersonate anybody. They sit around and they make 20, and then the next day they make another 20, and then they get booted out, and then they make more accounts. I mean, it's like putting your finger in the dam or something like that. It's a never-ending problem. And even I joke, like, there's 40,000 people playing, there might only be 30,000 or 25,000 because people are playing like on 8 or 9 phones.
Well, the crazy thing is HQ tried to soft ban me once because they thought I was cheating, and yet stuff like this happens and they just let it happen. I don't know. It's just
well, there's not much they can do. There's so much.
Well, yeah, it's just frustrating because like I wasn't cheating, and if I was cheating, I think I'd win a lot more than I do. I'd have a lot more than 200 lifetime dollars for playing for 3.5 years or whatever.
I think, yeah, for me, like that's the not hardest. Like the reason why I don't want impersonators or people out there is that I don't want them to. I don't want HQ to think that I'm running multiple accounts or something like that. And
Right.
so like I want an easier way to report things, like people who are using avatars of mine or variations of my name, that sort of stuff. I'd love to report it. I really love trivia and everything, but I actually keep a very low profile publicly because of this reason, because I still get messages and DMs and emails even from people who keep asking me to add them. And then, I'll see new accounts created with my profile picture, and I'm just like, my way of coping with this is to not do anything at all, because part of it is that just simply not acknowledging it is a deterrent for some of these people who are really persistent.
Yeah, I just wanted Eugene to add me because he's a cool guy, but I realized it was never going to happen. So I just gave up on it, and that was it.
Well, for me, what I do is, I just don't tweet about HQ. The only times I tweet about HQ is like when a buy says we're having a roundtable, I'll retweet it. But no, I don't ever say I'm playing.
Right.
People still do find me, and they'll find me on Instagram and send me something on Instagram, and I don't even mention it. I don't even mention HQ other than when I talk with a buy. And that's the thing. If you tweet about it, like a buy does this thing, he tells you how he's doing, and in fairness, that's great. But of course, people are going to ask to be your friends. A buy, you just told them how good you're doing. I mean, so it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
We have another question here. What other trivia apps are we looking at playing to fill the void this week? Tempted to try Big Brain, but on the fence.
That's a pay-to-play game.
Yeah, big brain. Abai knows about this. I played that. That's legit. Does anybody know about Big Brain?
I can't because I'm in a state that doesn't allow anything.
That's it. You're Florida. There's 14 states. I don't know. You got to go like to Georgia or whatever's above you there. I had a friend in Michigan that wanted to play. He couldn't. Abai, tell people, Abai, you got to get a better phone. You got to get on the Big Brain. Abai is running like this iPhone 7, and he can't play.
No, I have an iPad that I've been using for like nearly 6 years. In fact, that's where I play my VIP games on.
And take your winnings, update that. You got to update that.
Yeah, I know.
You got to get on there. And
I'll get in touch with you. Either a new iPhone or a new iPad.
You're right. And Eugene, I'll get in touch with you. I'll send you a code where you get $20 and I get $20. And then also when you, Eugene, when you enter, put in 50, because then they give you another 50. No, it's the Big Brain is fun. And it's Mariana, you learned about it and wanted to do it and couldn't do it in Florida?
Yep. As soon as I opened the app, it told me all I can do is just look at the games. I can't even participate or anything because I can't withdraw deposit.
Did you do the you can after the fact.
Yeah. So they showed me like the practice 3 questions and everything, and then they popped me into the actual game, and then they said, "Sorry, you can't do anything." I'm like, okay.
Right. No, but it's fun. And so Chi Hung's out. He's Toronto. That's Canada. He's out. 98-21. You could do it.
I could. We'll see.
It doesn't seem you don't seem too interested.
I don't know. Like nowadays, I don't really play like. Can I just say, like, I feel like I'd rather, like, waste my time in other ways? Because I've been playing HQ Trivia for, like, years. Been playing Swagbucks for, like, a year and a half. Those two are kind of, like, a part of my daily routine.
Swagbucks Live, that's the real deal.
Yeah. Love earning those 15 cents every day.
Yeah, Swagbucks Live. Abai got me playing that now.
Even the payouts like nickels on the dollar, I really don't care. It's just fun to play it because it's pretty much a guaranteed win. But here's the unpopular opinion with regards to cash outs. SP Live is actually they're far more proactive. Like if you want to cash out this much, they let you do it, and you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait as relatively long.
You should get them as a sponsor.
It's just so.
Yeah. Well, no, Abai is like tweeting. Abai is all borderline stalking Swagbucks in a good way. And as I said, he claims how busy he is. There's an echo here. What's going on? Echo. Okay, good. Well, Vi,
Yeah.
you got to stop playing the swag bucks, man.
It's a bit of a grind, right? Like if you're into that and you just put in your 10 minutes a day doing your swag bucks, and then if you check in on the swag bucks website and want to do any of the offers, that's fine, But it is a little bit of a grind, and I've racked up my fair share on it, and only if I really feel like it do I play it, but otherwise it's not really like on my to-do docket for the day.
Abai is recording it. I mean, Abai, you got to stop recording it.
No, that's good dedication. That's then you have a question bank that you can then start just memorizing and learning and just absorbing into your brain, and yeah.
No, it's a good thing.
Second
But
chance
as I said,
game.
this is my thing. Swag bucks HQ, get in touch with Abai. This guy can help you. I mean, does everyone agree with that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Abai's the man.
I think I do have the recording of one of the hardest games, at least in recent times, of Swagbucks Live. I think it's
Can
the
you put that
Earth Day
on right
one.
now?
Yeah, let me share my screen. I think it's definitely worth discussing.
When you say the hardest in recent, just one hard question, right?
No, like payout was like
there were
actually
quite a few.
$1.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see that. Okay, 422.
I apologize, everybody. This is my fault for talking about swag bucks.
I shall never forgive you.
Let me see here. There were like 300. No, not this one. Oh well, I guess this one was like semi-difficult. So what's everyone's guess here for those? Yeah.
I can't even read that.
Which of these powers? That question?
I want to say
What's that?
oceans.
I'll just pick the middle one.
Is it oceans?
Ocean?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
would.
it was oceans. All right.
Earth,
Yeah,
It
I
is
used to watch
oceans.
Captain Planet.
wind,
Yes.
water, heart.
And
With
what
your
show was that?
combined, I am
Planet.
Captain Planet. Woo.
Oh, okay.
Cartoon.
See, I don't know that.
Cartoon.
Then I think this one was one of the hard ones. The politician behind Earth Day represented a state of what motto? Now this one was this one was straight out of the HQ textbook.
But
And
Mike,
I actually ended up. I had to extra life on this question.
What states are these?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I know forward is Wisconsin. I can't remember the other two.
I can't remember which politician is behind Earth Day, so I'm already out on this one.
Well, I just
Googled Vermont. Ford is actually I don't see Ford. Ford is
Rhode Island.
Wisconsin, and Hope is Rhode
Yeah.
Island. Yeah. So Wisconsin, Vermont, Rhode Island are your options there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to extra life on this one, and I think there was another tough one. No, not this one. Yes, this one. So which of the following species is not extinct? The saola, the passenger pigeon, or the quagga? Well, I knew it's not B, so it had to be A or C. And I was lucky enough to Google.
I think quaggas are still. Oh no, then okay. I'm thinking of something else. Sorry. It's one,
Yeah,
right?
I
Yeah.
ended up picking A, and you'll see look at this though.
Yeah.
There was one super savage question before, and then there's this one now. So more than half the field, more than like 3/4 of the field has been wiped out.
Then the next one was hard too, but if
Yeah.
you know the trap, you know it for
It's
life.
Antarctica.
It's
Yeah.
Antarctica.
Yeah.
Like the desert, it's by definition, I think it's more about the dryness than it is a hotness. So it can't be Africa, and I think Antarctica is the driest continent out of the seven. So that makes Antarctica the right answer. Yeah.
Do
And
they
the
have a
rest was
host?
easy from then on.
Do they have a host for Swagbucks?
They do, but you don't see them on the screen. It's just audio only. They used to have a live host in the studio
Yeah.
and everything, but
Yeah.
ever since it moved to pandemic stuff, they've done audio only.
And in fairness, when I played it like a year or two ago before the pandemic, and it wasn't like we were getting rich, but we weren't getting 11 swag bucks. I mean, I would get like 111, 212, and then a buy said, Brian, you got to keep play. And I went in there. I said, a buy. I just won 11 swag bucks. How much is that? He says that's 11 cents. And I said, buy. What are you're killing me here? I mean, the questions are lame. It's I get what a buy. He loves trivia.
It didn't used to be that bad. It really didn't used to be that bad.
No.
Only in
Yeah.
recent times they nerfed the difficulty.
No, when I played, it was more legitimate. It was more like HQ, and I tell them what they want people to win. These are people that are shopping. They want people to get excited about, and they don't tell you that 11 SB is 11 cents.
Yeah.
People might be thrilled. They might think they won a lot, and they don't realize until like a month later that they just have 11 cents.
So can I recommend something that's not necessarily trivia based? It's an app called Voolpo, Voolpo. So the concept is interesting. I don't know if any of you have played Tele TV. I forgot their previous name.
Ripcord.
Ripcord.
Yeah.
So they had a game called Raise the Bar. So it's very similar to that, where they sort of they ask the audience a question. It could be a simple, yes, no, or it could be a multiple, 3 or 4. So it's the same concept. So they'll ask you a question. So I'm looking at one right now. So the question they're asking is, they're asking about Rafael Nadal defeating Novak Djokovic. And so they're asking, do you think he will win Roland Garros this year? So it's yes or no, right? So you can answer however you'd like. And then the real test is they'll ask you what percentage do you think will answer yes, right? So it's the gap between your guesstimate and the actual percentage that answered the way that they're looking for, and you'll get scored on that. So for each quiz, you get a cumulative score based on how close you are, and at the end of the challenge, you get money depending on your ranking. So it's a little bit different. It's not, it's not time. Well, I mean, you have to answer within a certain amount of time before the question expires, but it's less intense. It's something you can do just very casually, and the amounts sort of add up. So I'm up to, I think, $30. I think you require 50 to cash out, but it's easy, it's fun, and it doesn't take a lot of commitment.
What's it called again, Ji-Hung?
It's called Voolpo, Voolpo.
Oh, Voolpo. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's based in Europe somewhere, because there are a lot of Europeans playing based on the demographics.
Oh, am I gonna get called by my bank if I check into that?
I'm not sure. I haven't cashed out yet, so
You're not paying them to play, so I doubt it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's free to play.
Yeah.
Okay, because when I did that Skilly game, I had a charge of $0.
Yeah.
And basically my bank called me and they were like, what's up with this? This is from Europe. And that's why I'm not really sure about trying any of these other games, because I'm I don't want to get some weird call from my, bank saying hey, we have these weird charges on your account.
Now the real next step is open a new bank account solely dedicated for trivia doings. So open a literal Swiss bank account. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Suisse.
What's that?
Credit Suisse.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Agreed. Gave up on Skilly World and why I'm hesitant on Big Brain. I think that was a response to gambling is a rabbit hole. I play Skilly World, but don't pay to play. I earned the freebies and play with that money. Yeah. Okay. I mean that's a fair stance.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing though about the Big Brain, it's from the guy that did FanDuel. So it's legit. I haven't cashed out, but right away I put in the 50. They gave me another 100. I'll tell Eugene, I'll try to cash out tomorrow and let you know how it goes.
Okay. Brian, this one's for you.
Oh, yep. Eugene, okay.
And then I think the founder of Big Brain, Nick Bonadio, if memory serves me well, I think he was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I don't remember how much he won, but his face looks familiar. I think he was on Millionaire. I think it was 2009 when Regis came back for just a couple of weeks. Who remembers watching those episodes?
Oh yeah. It was Super Millionaire, and they had a $2 million prize that time, I think.
Oh no!
Millionaire was
2009. He had come back for two weeks. It was regular Millionaire.
What was his name again?
Regis Philbin?
Or not Regis Philbin.
Oh no, Nick Bonadio. He's Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was a former contestant there. Yeah, I think once I get my new iPad, I may give Big Brain a try. Or
You got to do it, man.
Bye. I just got a new iPad myself that arrived Friday, and of course, it was to have a better HQ trivia experience, and they're on vacation. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I think it might be well worth the wait. I think we'll all be back on the 24th with a much stronger comeback, and I think we'll be winning more often. What do we say?
Abide, depending on your schoolwork this week, could you do one more of these with make shorter, but just doing 12 questions?
Let's see, probably Friday. I'll keep everyone updated.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh wow, we've been going on for a while.
Yeah, I'm hungry, Abide.
Yeah, I think let's go around the room. I think it's a good time to wrap things up. So we'll start with 9821. We can go counterclockwise. So your closing statements.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing a little echo. Sorry, but well, HQ's on break. We're gonna cope somehow. Unrelated. I don't know if anyone has like any idea how to do with this, but I was talking to a guy about this. I scraped HQ buff for like every HQ words puzzle ever. Just because I thought it'd be kind of fun to see like which questions are savage. And if anyone like has any idea of what to do with 3,000 or so HQ word puzzles, please let me know. Because I'm trying to justify this.
All right, next, Mariana, it's your turn.
What I'm doing this week? Is that what you're
No,
asking?
just
Just your closing statements. Yeah, we're about to wrap things up.
We're running for office.
I know. I was like, I don't know what I want to say here. I'm not campaigning for anything. No, I think I'm actually going to enjoy this week off, if you will, because just I do look forward to HQ every night and play that, and it's a delightful distraction. But I do have things coming up this week that probably need my attention, and I'm going to focus on that and get that done. And but I look forward to interacting with all of you again, and if that opportunity comes up again, this was very fun. I really appreciate it and happy to be here.
Okay. Thanks, Jeremy.
Well, I really have been thinking about this kind of thing for a while because HQ has really never taken a break before, so it's going to be strange not to have that need at about 8 p.m. my time to have a quiz, and I hope that they take this time to think about what they can do in the future to avoid having to take a whole week off. Maybe they can have more than one host work for an entire year straight.
Yeah.
Ideally, because I know in times past they had 3 or 4 people. And as for me, maybe I will use this time productively and not necessarily schedule my evenings around trivia, but hopefully that doesn't mean that I forget about it entirely. And I hope for their sake that people don't do that either.
All right. Jihong, you're up next.
Yeah, so I was thinking for sort of my sign off that I would include something that might be beneficial for HQ players. So during the theme nights, I know that I have some friends who are very involved in doing research. So if it's about a particular movie, they'll watch the movie, they'll take down notes, or if it's about just a general theme, they'll go on the internet and just do a lot of research. But I found that what's more effective, especially if you're constrained for time, is just to do a search for random facts about or things you didn't know, that type of thing. And I found that the little nuggets that you get will occasionally be a question that they ask. So, if you don't have 2 hours to watch a movie, you can just do a very targeted search about random facts, and that should serve you well.
All right. Ryan, it's your turn now.
Yeah. For me, it's just fun for the most part. HQ is fun. It's fun that I met Abai. It's fun that I met you all. And because I love trivia, and I'll sit around watching Jeopardy, yelling the answer. But that's fun. But there's no consequence, and
Yes.
and this gives you some skin in the game, particularly when you play the VIP. And I'm just hopeful that HQ finds their way, whatever the investor is, that they have a reason to exist, that they can find a way to make money. And I think it's good. Abai's about the only one that knows this. Abai is like playing every night. I play maybe when we do those quizzes early on, I think I played 0 of them because I've missed like 4 games this week. I play when I can. If I can't play, I can't play. And I think it's good not to play for a week. And then I hope when it comes back, it has more features, maybe those things that they teased in April. But overall, it's just a fun, within reason. You don't want to meet the people from Pakistan that are sending you friend requests. But something like this is good. And this, most of all, I'm grateful for meeting Abai. And again, Swagbucks HQ hired this man.
I really appreciate those kind words. But yeah, this was a really exciting discussion. I think, I'm looking forward. Hopefully, maybe next weekend, provided most of you are free, we can do another 12-question quiz. And I think as far as this 8-day break is concerned, I think it's a much needed one. I mean, HQ works seriously hard to put together quiz after quiz. Not to do it 7 days a week. Like if we look at Swagbucks, they do it only 5 days a week, and they don't have to work as relatively hard because those questions are, no offense intended, they're on average super easy. But then again, it's always great to catch up with fellow HQDs and discuss how we went, how we hope the app might improve going forward. And most importantly, just have a fun time. So, yeah, thanks everyone for joining. It was so much fun. And for those tuned into the 12-question quiz today, hope I did justice to HQ. All right, take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks, Abai.
Thanks.